felt really safe until all this happened.
Neighbors told to stay inside after a home invasion and sexual assault, the most recent of 3 attacks in the same area in about a week's time.
Parts of the area picking up as much as 3 inches of rainfall today, and another round of heavy rain is possible tomorrow.
It can save not only somebody else's life, it can save your life like it did with my instance.
Would you know what to do to help someone who's badly hurt? UT is making sure its students and staff do. The motivation behind Stop the Bleed.
It really is inevitable that change is going to happen.
South Congress Avenue isn't what it used to be. A look at what was, is, and will become of SoCo.
Neighbors describe police officers walking the streets with guns drawn.
They are looking for a man who broke into someone's apartment and sexually assaulted them. It's the 3rd attack over the last few days in that same area.
Now, the most recent attack happened today at the Retreat near West Campus at Texas State University in San Marcos.
Jay Wallace is live outside the complex with the latest. Jay?
Yeah, Mike, it's been a hectic couple weeks for the people living in this area, especially today. I talked to people today who said they were afraid to come out of their home or apartment until this suspect on the run is caught.
Retreat residents here in San Marcos say it's a safe complex.
Honestly, the Retreat's really homey.
But Grace Edmondson says things feel different after today.
And so now we're all on edge. We don't walk to the gym by ourselves. We don't really go out, and all this happened in broad daylight too.
Edmondson is talking about a home invasion and sexual assault San Marcos police say happened this afternoon at this complex, with the suspect still not caught.
I thought it was crazy because it's a small town, and I wouldn't think something like that would happen around here. And I feel like right now is creating a mass hysteria, and some people are freaking out.
Investigators extended their search to other nearby streets, including over where Carrie Clevenger lives.
And I saw the police walking down the alley between my house and the neighbor's house with one had an AR drawn and the other had a pistol.
And what makes this situation even scarier for many is that police say today's suspect closely matches the suspect from April 24th that San Marcos police say committed aggravated assault at an apartment complex near the Retreat. Police describe him as a black man wearing black clothing and a ski mask, armed with a handgun.
Got to be unnerving for everyone,
especially residents here at the Retreat.
We felt really safe until all this happened.
Now, there was another break-in that happened just a couple days ago by someone wearing all black, and he was able to run away from that scene. And police say today's suspect could still be in the area. As of tonight, we don't know if investigators have any other leads other than that description we told you about earlier. Police do say, though, they will provide an update tomorrow morning at 10. Live in San Marcos, Jay Wallace, KVUE News.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon into the early evening. Now that the atmosphere is cooling, not a whole lot on the Doppler radar. There's one lone shower north of Round Top. That's just north of the Round Top Carmine area here in northern areas of Fayette County and south of Lake Somerville. Temperatures right now ranging from upper 50s in Fredericksburg to about 68 degrees in LaGrange. We're sitting at 63 here in Austin. Rainfall amounts 12/100ths of an inch. That's it here in Austin. But as much as 3 inches south of Fredericksburg, about 2.5 inches of rainfall today around Thorndale. We'll get another round of showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow. Showers and storms possible in the morning, in the afternoon, and even by this time tomorrow evening. Some of the storms tomorrow could even be on the strong side. We'll talk about that and talk about a drier and warmer weekend ahead coming up.
It's been 2 years since UT student Harrison Brown was stabbed to death on campus. 3 others were hurt. Now, that attack sparked safety changes across the campus, and it also inspired the start of Dell Medical School's Stop the Bleed training. KVUE's Patrick Perez checked in with its founder to see how it's grown these past 2 years.
Quita, the program's founder, Claire Zagorski, tells me she started it after Harrison's death when she read how no one knew what to do or how to help stop the bleeding from the knife wound. Since 2017, that program has expanded, and as of yesterday, at least 2,500 people now know its life-saving skills. We went to one of the classes tonight at the UT campus. Here, an instructor shows you how to use the tools instead of a trauma kit, like a tourniquet and bandages, to apply pressure and stop the bleeding on a wound. The goal is to teach this to as many people as possible, and not just to UT students. In the audience tonight was one of the 4 victims from the 2017 stabbings, Stuart Bayless. He was there to show his girlfriend the importance of learning these skills, which he credits with saving his life.
I came back from working out. Next thing you know, I had a big hole in my back, and I'm bleeding, and I'm having to teach one of my best friends how to do pretty much all this. Me knowing how to do it saved my life.
Because it's really something that everyone can do. Like, the skills are extremely easy. It's just a matter of jumping over that mental hurdle and actually doing it.
Also tells me they've taught this class at a few local schools, and they don't want to stop just there. The founder says she not only wants to make this a part of UT student orientation, but she also wants to teach this at local jails and prisons, all in memory of Harrison Brown. In the studio tonight, I'm Patrick Perez, KVU News.
Texas senators are expected to take a final vote tomorrow on a controversial abortion bill. Critics say it makes women jump through more hoops to have the procedure. Supporters believe it may make some women think twice and keep the baby. SB 2433 would require women to undergo counseling before they can get an abortion. The counseling would include medically accurate information and offer support services. The state will pay the tab, which is estimated to be nearly $2 million for 2 years. The bill needs one more vote in the Senate, and then it heads to the House.
Our Boomtown 2040 coverage examining the rapid growth of Central Texas. Tonight, we take you to South Congress Avenue, or SoCo, the popular stretch of eclectic shops and unique restaurants known for keeping Austin weird. But its future looks a lot bigger and more expensive. KVU's Luis De Leon looks at the past, present, and future of the SoCo district.
When you think of South Congress Avenue today, you might think
it's beautiful, lots to do.
Definitely the colorful stores.
It's a real renaissance. But it hasn't always been the vibrant, boutique-filled strip it is today.
It was a very sleepy little neighborhood.
Just ask a SoCo expert.
Good afternoon, Uncommon Objects.
It's a store you used to see over on the popular street.
It's my baby and helped put SoCo before it was called SoCo. And it's the fact that there's ever-changing inventory and no one ever knows what's going to be here.
The one-of-a-kind, quirky antique store set up shop on South Congress back in 1991, but moved away from SoCo back in 2017, just off Ben White Boulevard.
It was a very rundown, sort of shabby neighborhood. Never a problem with parking. There was no nightlife whatsoever.
The street continued to grow during a sort of revitalization period in the 90s with small, unique, locally owned businesses.
Very different from today. The things that built that created that magic are being squeezed out and replaced with bigger, grander, somebody else's idea of really good.
And then the rent started rising.
We just were not able to afford to stay in that neighborhood.
It's a common trend lately for the old iconic storefronts. To name a few, the Turquoise Door, which opened in 1989, closed in July of 2018. The same happened with Blackmail Boutique in March.
It's getting too expensive for small businesses to be here. Whether it's good or bad, it's just kind of doesn't feel like home to us anymore.
Construction reflects down on the now empty storefront.
It's been really interesting to see the changes.
Austin City Council member for District 9, Kathy Tovo, has noticed for years.
As that gets to be a more popular area of town, the rents go up and the business owners are, don't own their own building and they're subject to the increases in rent and often can't afford them.
The SoCo Strip's combined assessed property value has more than doubled since 2014.
We're growing in a way in that area that supports, both residents' desire to have a peaceful, quiet environment and the business's ability to thrive.
And the growth in thriving businesses is more visible than ever. This construction site will soon be home to a mixed-use development called Music Lane. The three-building complex will be nearly 300,000 square feet of stores, restaurants, and office space, expected to open this fall. The leasing company says it'll include a popular members-only club, Soho House, and an upscale gym, Equinox. Cityview Apartments and Hotel Magdalena will neighbor the complex. Councilmember Tovo says growth like this can be positive.
Certainly that helps support our tax base when we have that kind of new development going in.
But there also needs to be room for small local businesses.
And I think it takes some intentionality and some vigilance to make sure that we are providing that kind of mix.
As for the growth of Austin and SoCo in general,
it really is inevitable that change is going to happen. I feel very fortunate to have been able to be on that block for 26 years.
And the hope for its future.
I think it's important that South Congress retain its kind of quirky, interesting feel and mix of businesses, and that it doesn't become just an entertainment district.
I guess that would be my hope, that South Congress can remain genuinely diverse and genuinely, authentically interesting. I wish them a lot of luck.
On South Congress in Austin, Luis De Leon, KVUE News.
He played one of Star Wars' most beloved characters. We remember the gentle giant from Texas who played Chewbacca.
A Central Texas mom could be charged for reporting her kids missing, where they really were.
And if you think sleeping in your contacts is no big deal, you're in for a rude awakening.
And you may do it, but health officials say don't wash that chicken before you cook it.